Welcome to Dead Creepy Podcast. My name's Claire Barrand, and with me is my sister Lindsay Smith.
Hello.
Say hello, Lindsay.
Hi.
We are currently recording tonight's podcast from the centre of a very dark and mysterious cave in South Wales. And the cave is called
EGLWYS FAEN, which means church cave.
the Church Cave, and it is situated on the side of the mountain in
Llangattock Hillside.
Yes, in Llangattock Hillside, in the Brecon Beacons National Parks area, and the cave was believed to have held magical properties, and people would bring sick children and people with, particularly with bronchial infections,
Yeah.
Maybe to heal them.
Whooping cough.
Yeah, in particular whooping cough, it was said to heal very sick people. It's incredibly dark, and we are very cold, and it's very damp, and it's beautiful, beautiful cave. So we will put the pictures up on our website, on our Facebook page, just so you can get a little impression of what we can see right now. But yeah, we thought we'd forget the studio just for a little bit of the podcast. Let's see if the acoustics are any better in here.
Yeah. There's no sound echo deadening though, is there? Because it's all stone walls.
Well, we can't blame the equipment this week. We're using a digital voice recorder, and the drumming you can hear right now is just some shamanic drumming music, just to create a bit of ambience, a bit of atmosphere, get the energy going. Currently, we can just see a little bit of light from the mouth of the cave. Other than that, it's pitch black. We can occasionally catch a glimpse of bats. There definitely are bats in here. We've done some Echovox, and we're getting a lot of words coming through like help, and I did think we had a woman. Did you hear a voice then?
No.
Okay, it's very difficult because there's a lot of dripping water.
It's hard to know what noise.
It's hard, yeah, because we're literally going on our ears. So if we do pick up any EVPs whilst we're recording this as well, let us know, because this is a digital voice recorder. It may well pick up some EVPs whilst we're doing this, which would be very, very good if it did. In fact, I'll call out now. If there are any spirits with us in this cave right now, come and say hello to us, please. We won't hurt you. My name's Claire, and my sister here is Lindsay. And we've come to experience this beautiful, magical cave. I love these these places are... There's something, isn't there, that you can imagine people would have been in here with candles lit. And why would they believe that it healed? Oh my God, I just saw a huge black shadow.
Was it just in front of us?
Yeah, did you see it?
I thought I saw something almost dog-like.
Oh my God. Over there to the right.
Well, I thought I saw something.
Oh really?
Across, but...
Okay.
Let's turn that off.
Shall we just go completely silent for a few minutes?
Yeah. Turn...
And then we will try a spirit box session, perhaps. I have the Mel meter on at the moment. The reading is just 0 and it's 47.2 Fahrenheit in here. I'm going to record the temperature now, so if it does drop at all. But yeah, 42.
That one's really damp.
Yeah, my arse is wet.
There's a pile of rocks behind us.
Yeah, there's a huge pile of rocks behind us, which is really weird. They've been purposely piled up, so there is something underneath them.
Maybe I'll take a picture of that.
I think we should, and then people will know what we're talking about. But why would they be there?
No, it's like it's...
Unless they've collapsed from the sea. No, they haven't.
No,
well, actually, look above it.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't have come from there. Ooh.
What?
Just seen a really good fungus.
What?
I've got to get a picture of it.
Take that off. You and your fungus. What is it? Where?
It's like, you won't see it, I'll take a picture. Did you hear something behind us then?
No. What? Well, I...
It was a noise. It was probably a drip, but it was a bit like a...
I heard a drip.
It was a bit like a...
I think it
might have been a bat.
You'll be promoted to their senior member of the Fungus Society. Lindsay is into fungus, everybody. She's into herbal remedies and foraging, and has just found the most beautiful fungus, which is white. It looks like it's made of like fairies' hair.
Oh god, it's beautiful.
It's so delicate.
Oh, I'm so excited by
I hope we didn't tread on any on the way in.
Oh, I don't want to kill a fairy fungus.
I would say there are
Oh,
elementals
so
in
beautiful.
here,
That's
water
just
elementals.
beautiful. Oh, I just got a massive drip on my hand.
Right, let's have lights out and go quiet for a few minutes and see what we get.
Let me sit down.
So what we'll describe, what we've got is a K2 and a Melmeter, voice recorder, Echovox and Spirit Box, but we've not got the Echovox and Spirit Box running right now. We are just going to sit very quietly for a few minutes now and see if we pick up anything. Like a dragging sound. Is anybody in here with us? Can you come closer to us and make our green light flash? The one thing about this cave would be that you guarantee there's absolutely no electrical equipment in here apart from what we've got. So if the K2 does go off, there's certainly no wiring or there's no lighting or anything in this. It's not like being in a building.
No.
We're effectively underground here. We're in a mountain. My thoughts are, rather than spirits of dead people, that we've got elementals and... did you hear that?
Was that a drip, do you think?
It was a water dip sound.
Well, this is it. There's a lot of water in here, so there'll be a lot of water, energy, elementals, and water is perhaps not the best elemental.
No.
But we respect you.
Yes, we do. We come with respect. We're not here to hurt you. I'll tell you what's freaking me out, that absolutely massive hole next to us that leads into a dark tunnel. And we're not going down there because we are not...
I saw it, the light.
Where?
Straight, it was above the ceiling. Actually, it just came back again. Right, you know where the roof of the cave?
Yeah.
Right, if you just look in the centre of the roof of our picture, and it was almost like it just dipped down and went back up.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a whiteness coming from that.
In fact, I can see an actual residual mist.
Where I was saying?
Yeah, right
Yeah,
across
it's growing.
There. It is growing.
I mean, it could be that the light, we're just adjusting to the light, but...
We are in a very damp cave, so I'm not...
Because the entrance is looking brighter, because I think our eyes are adjusting slightly.
Yeah. But there is going to be that residual damp in here, so I think that's possibly all it is.
Yeah, reflecting off a damp.
It just looks incredibly eerie, doesn't it? But temperature's dropping rapidly.
Is it?
46.4 it is actually. It was look, 46.2. So just keep an eye on that, because I'm recording temperature, so we'll know which the highest and which the lowest is.
Right, I think right near the entrance, just about a metre in front of it, there's a mist forming again. I mean, again, it could be just atmospherics, because that's where the light is and where the fresh air hits the damp cave. I mean, you can see on the camera, well, you can see with your eyes actually when you have a really strong torch on, you can literally see the droplets in the atmosphere.
Yeah. Shall we try some spirit box session?
Yeah.
Now, this spirit box is a PSB 11. Never really had that much luck with it, so. Anybody in this cave with us wants to come and say hello? Sounds like one of them clubbing things. Anybody in the house?
Doof, 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 doof,
doof. That's not very respectful.
No, it's not.
Sorry, spirits. Come and talk to us. Come and say your name.
You walk towards the green light and make the light go up to red for us.
You know what I can't help but think about in here, and it's all that's in my head, is a black wolf-type, dog-type creature that I just think is here in its...
Like a keeper of the underworld.
Yeah, there's something in here like that. It's a creature, it's not...
I suppose it's a bit like the cave in the Never-Ending Story.
Yeah, like that dog, that thing.
What was it, the Never?
It was the Nothing, yeah. But I can't remember what the dog thing was called, if that was the Nothing. But it's like that. My phone's just died.
Well, it's trying to, isn't it?
It was on 73%. It's gone. What the hell? Come and talk to us. Come and say something. Is there anybody here? Hello? Who's here? Have you come to heal your child from bronchitis or from whooping cough? The K2 flash.
Did it?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. Did you bring your child here to be healed? Does your child have whooping cough?
Can you make that light flash again?
It's got a piece of chocolate.
Oh, go on then. Oh, you've got a massive bar.
I found it in my drawer.
Did you?
I should do a whole podcast of us eating chocolate. Did you just see a flash of light? No, there was a flash of light right down there. Turn your torch off for a minute. No, it was a big flash.
Hooping. It does say hooping. Brilliant.
Who had whooping cough? Right, and welcome back to the Dead Creepy Studios. We're back in the warm again, Lindsay.
We are. I was freezing in that cave.
Oh my goodness, what a fantastic cave though. How beautiful was that?
I told you it was good in there.
You did. It really is. It's amazing to have something like that on your doorstep.
It is. That was that's the third time I've been up there, but I've never managed to get in as far as we went because I didn't have a torch powerful enough.
Yeah,
So,
you need a very powerful torch in there.
yeah, so that was really epic. We were really buzzing, weren't we, when we got back from that?
We were. I must say, I did get a little bit worried when we were trying to make our way out because the entrance that we went into was not the way we came out.
Yes.
So you had a map on your phone, didn't you?
I did, yes.
I'm sure it's this way. And at one point we were literally on our hands and knees crawling. It was it was so low. And I was thinking, oh my goodness, what's going to happen if we get stuck here? And thankfully we had chocolate in our bag.
Yeah, and I had an apple.
You had an apple, didn't you? Yeah, so we would have had to survive until somebody came to find us.
Yeah.
Because we're not experienced splunkers. Well, maybe we are now.
Oh, I would
it.
say that classifies us as experts now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I can see the appeal to caving.
Yeah.
I am probably a bit too claustrophobic to there were other tunnels that I would never attempt to go down.
Yeah, the ones that get really tight and you're not sure whether you're gonna get through or ever come out again. They're a bit much, aren't they?
They certainly would be for me. And the other thing that crossed my mind is because we did have a couple of experiences in there, and we thought we'd seen a couple of things as you'll be able to hear on the footage that we recorded. You can't run.
No,
you cannot run.
No, that was concerning. Particularly near the entrance, is the terrain's really rocky, isn't it? You're literally climbing to get out. But actually, the deeper you went in, the smoother it was, which was quite interesting.
It was very slippery.
We were not going to get out of there fast if we needed to.
No. No, if that black dog-like figure that we thought was in there with us had shown itself to us, I think, oh my goodness, well, I probably would have just had to faint and pass out.
I'd have thrown my apple at it.
Ah, yeah. Thank God you had that apple. Yeah, we could have done that.
Yeah.
Right, so let's go on to we have got other things to come in the show.
Yes.
Coming up in the show, we're going to have PARANEWS, which will be next. We're going to talk about something PADDY this week.
Yes.
Is quite an epic one.
Yeah.
And we will then, after talking about PADDY, because it is quite intense, we'll go and talk to Daryl, and hopefully he will be able to shed some.
Yeah.
What's the word I'm looking for? Insight. So let's go to PARANEWS.
Yeah.
PARANEWS this week has to be about the mum horrified when she spots ghost baby climbing into 18-month-old son's cot as he sleeps. Have you read this one, Lindsay?
I have indeed.
Well, I'll tell you a bit about it I'll tell our listeners a little bit in case they haven't read this. It's been all over the social media, various newspapers.
Yeah, it has indeed.
So basically, a mum claims she spotted a ghost baby climbing into the cot of her 18-month-old son and lying next to him on a baby monitor.
Mm-hmm.
Laura Hay and partner Dean Evans set up the monitor after their son, Sebastian Evans, tried to climb out of his cot. But the 39-year-old mum of 4
said that when they checked the monitor, they were horrified to spot a ghost baby sleeping next to their tiny son. Laura said she also saw the chilling figure appear to wave at things in Sebastian's room at their home in Plymouth, Devon. Boat builder Dean, 42, I love how they always have to put what their profession is, rushed upstairs hoping to find a teddy bear next to Sebastian, but found the tot sleeping alone, whilst the shape remained on the monitor and even moved positions. Laura said, "When I noticed this face appear in the corner of his cot, I got my sister to look on Skype, and there was nothing there at all. Sometimes he brings a teddy to bed with him, so I thought at first it could be that. But this just looks weird." Dean said straight away, "It will just be a teddy," and he went straight upstairs. However, he was a bit gobsmacked when there was nothing there, but it was still appearing on the monitor.
Yeah.
He was a bit spooked, as he doesn't believe in that kind of thing and just can't explain it. He says, usually, don't be silly about anything like this. This has opened his mind a little, but he doesn't like to talk about it much. He kept asking on the night, has it gone yet, as he was freaked out. I've checked the camera and I'm sure there's nothing wrong with it. Friends think it's really creepy, dead creepy. But whatever it was stayed in that cot until 1:30 a.m. and then disappeared when I went in to feed him. During the night, it moved positions.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, Laura remains unfazed, as she believes if whatever appeared on camera meant any harm, then little Sebastian would have been upset. She said she believes it meant no harm, as Sebastian slept soundly, and she has even caught him waving at unseen things in the room. However, this is not the family's first paranormal experience. In fact, Laura claims she routinely hears noises in the house and sees pictures on the wall turned upside down.
Oh, now that's weird.
Laura, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
Laura did add that Sebastian is fine. I think he can see whatever it was, as he will sit in the cot and smile at nothing. Or he has stared into the corner and waved at something that isn't there. I've not picked up anything that should make me uneasy. Sebastian slept fine all night, and at one point he even appeared to cuddle whatever it was. So if he's not distressed by it, then that's good. If it meant harm, then it would upset him. It's not left me unsettled. We have had some sort of activity in the house, but if there is a presence, it's not a bad thing. We have had photos turned upside down or thrown off the wall. We have had things disappearing when they were there only moments before. We see orbs all the time, and I have spotted shadows in the background of photos in the past.
Right.
We sometimes hear children running around upstairs when there is no one even upstairs, and there's no children in the house. She's a mother of 4, mind.
Yeah.
It's when I can't explain stuff such as photos turned upside down that the kids can't reach, or unexplained noises and so on.
Yeah.
I have heard people shout my name, but then when I check, nobody has even said anything.
Right.
So, what do we think?
Well, I mean, I hadn't read that whole story that you've just read out now, so I didn't know there was other activity. But when I saw this clip doing the rounds on Facebook in all the groups and people going crazy over it, I immediately thought, oh my God, I feel old. Because does nobody remember the old analog tellies? Well, this is what baby monitors use. It's old analog technology.
Yeah.
And basically it's radio frequencies. So you're picking up a channel, and if someone else nearby is projecting an image, so someone nearby has another baby monitor, they'll be using a channel as well, and you can get overlap. I mean, it happens more commonly with the audio monitors, doesn't it? You've had it happen. I remember it happening with your oldest daughter. So that, we're going back a few years, but the technology hasn't moved on an awful lot in the land of baby monitors. But you can pick up audio. It's really common. Lots of mums talk about it, don't they? They've picked up a neighbour's child crying, they go upstairs, theirs is fast asleep, and it's common knowledge. But it happens with videos as well, and it's highly likely that everyone's got a very similar nursery setup. So there's you're focusing on the cot, so it looks like it's your cot that this baby's in, but it's actually someone round the corner.
That's a good point, because every camera in the whole street that has got a baby monitor set up will have their baby monitor set up over the cot.
Yeah.
So each screen will look very similar.
Yeah. And often,
it's all in black and white.
And often these monitors give you a couple of frequencies, don't they, to pick up on. And it's purely for that reason, because your neighbour might be using channel 1 and you're just getting your neighbour, so you have to use channel 2. And it just seems really obvious to me that that's what's going on. Now, I admit I have tried to do a bit of Googling to back up my technology theory on this, but I can't find anything, so I'm just going to have to pretend.
No, it's probably because it's so old. No one Googles analog technology anymore.
No, but I'm sure that's what it is, and I really hope that someone geeky and techie is listening, and maybe they can help clarify or completely deny my theory on that. But that's what I think it is. I didn't know about the other activity that is more spooky.
Well, photographs being either, it depends if she's seen these photographs actually moving or flying off the wall. But if you but living in a house,
did you say she has 4 kids? She
has 4 children, and I have 4 children. So trust me, things move and things get knocked off the wall. If my son, he's not allowed to have his football in the house, but he very often will sneak it in, and if something gets broken, he doesn't own up to it. So if a picture has moved or been broken, and you just find it in that way, unless if you've not actually seen it with your own eyes moving and falling, then I would have to say you've got to put that down to one of the kids. Unless you've caught it on camera, I'm afraid I'd be skeptical about that one. And also the thing with the footsteps, and she says she's heard children running around up and down the corridor, above her. Again, and I only speak for myself, so I can't speak for everybody. But I very often think I can hear my kids, and I very often hear, "Mum," and I go, "Yeah, there's nobody here." And then I think, I actually think having 4 children drives you just a little bit to imagine things. Careful which words I use here, but I am describing myself here. So before anybody jumps on me and gets offended, you can imagine things when and it's kind of, it's just that being a mum, and you know.
And I do want to say baby monitors are absolutely brilliant for for being spooky. I loved mine. I was always breathing into it and going, "Hello." And I love them. I think they're brilliant for playing pranks on people.
Imagine if it's your next door neighbour listening.
So I'm not dissing baby monitors. They're brilliant. Hours of fun.
Especially if you've got a nosy neighbour who's tuning in, and they know they've picked you up, because again, that can happen, guys. So listen.
Well, do you know what? This happened years ago on my baby monitor. We were staying at Roger's parents, and for somehow I picked up their next door but one neighbours, and they didn't have any children. They were a retired couple, but I knew it was them. I recognised their voices, and I could hear them clear as day discussing what they were watching on the telly. But it was just like that. It was like listening to them watching the telly. And now we were like, that is so bizarre. We can hear Pat and Keith 2 doors down. But we can work out what they were projecting on, because they didn't have any reason to have a baby monitor in the house, but there must have been some piece of equipment that was acting as a radio.
I wonder if were they very old?
Yeah.
Because sometimes elderly people have got some kind of a monitor on the go in their house in case they need to press a red button for an emergency.
Yeah, maybe it was something like that. Yeah.
It's all the same technology, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, I wonder if Pat and Keith had been listening in.
Well, this is it. I mean, if I didn't know their voices and I just got a snippet of them saying, "Ooh, Coronation Street," I could have thought it was a spirit.
Yeah. Yeah, but the fact that she said, "Oh, Keith, can we watch Corrie?"
Yeah.
You knew that wasn't a ghost.
Exactly. I knew exactly who it was.
Oh, go and shove kettle on, will you, love? Have no go.
Yeah, make us a brew, will you?
It's not what you imagine a spook to say, is it?
No.
It's not quite get out.
No.
It's not the same. Not the same at all. So my theory is an overlay, really. I think.
I'm pretty sure it's an overlay. And
it's not the first story we've seen of baby.
No, it's not. And I am surprised that like a national paper would pick up on it, to be honest.
Yeah.
It just makes me think that their journalists are at least 20 years younger than me.
Well, maybe.
And they don't have children yet.
I think, and they've clearly not. If they just did a little Google of baby monitor ghosts, they'd come up with at least 5 stories of baby monitor ghosts that have been captured over the years.
There was another one very recently of the teddy that moves in the cot.
That's right, yes.
We shared that on our page, didn't we? I like that one. That is spooky. But
I have to say that one's different, isn't it?
That's different. I wouldn't call that an overlay, but whether it's fake, I don't know. But I liked that. I watched that a few times and I was like, wow.
And I think with that one, if the only way you can debunk it is to say, well, perhaps somebody was there with a piece of invisible string or wire moving the teddy, which is not what we're saying at all. No. But I can't come up with a rational explanation for that one.
No.
And I think that is quite creepy. Yes.
Yeah, it is.
And interesting when they say the child talks to something in the room. I do have to say...
Well, I think kids do, don't they?
They do, but we had imaginary friends when we were little.
Yeah.
And I have memories of imaginary friends. I have memories of being lifted out of the cot.
Yeah.
So...
They do say as a psychology angle, as a baby or toddler is learning new words, the new words they've picked up that day, they do kind of rehearse as they're going to sleep at night.
Yeah, they do.
So, it could be that.
They do, and they chat to their teddies
and
their
they
toys.
Do.
Yeah, interesting. And it's interesting when the stories come up, how many people comment on it saying, that's happened to me, and there's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's hope somebody comments on our theory, somebody who has knowledge of analog technology. And
maybe there's a technical term for it.
Well, so shall we move on to our PADDY of the week?
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Right.
Who's having a PADDY this week?
It's a sad one this week.
It is.
Because the people involved in the PADDY this week are people that we know quite well. And I think in the UK, if you are into the paranormal in any way whatsoever, you cannot possibly have failed to notice this particular team, which has fallen out and split this week in quite a dramatic fashion. So basically, the team behind Project Paranormal and Project Reveal this week has spectacularly split directly down the middle and gone their separate ways. They're a very good team. They used to give us, they still do, lots and lots of live feeds. And they've even had their own show on television, on Sky Channel. They are constantly active on Facebook with theories, and they have lots and lots of haunted objects, and they do live feeds, and they really do go to town with this. Lee Steer is their resident skeptic. And Charlene, Dave Barrett, and Ian Ainsley. I think they're the main four in the team.
Yeah.
And they've basically all fallen out this week. It's been incredibly public, and we're not going to go into who said what at all. But we cannot not mention this, because it has to be the PADDY of the decade.
It does.
And I have to say, I've not read who said what. It's best not to, but it's highlighted a few things, hasn't it?
It has, absolutely, because we've seen this before, haven't we? Over the years. And in fact, one time after another epic drama, you were prompted to write one of your most popular articles, weren't you?
That's right. Well, my article was about bullying in the paranormal, and I don't think any bullying's gone on in this particular case. No,
but that article, it discusses the reasons behind bullying in the paranormal, which is to do with energies and the creation. The creation and continuing feed of negative energy.
That's right. We've talked before about negativity within the paranormal community. And if you are going to spend a lot of time together as a team, and there's a lot of teams in the UK, and this team has to be one of the biggest, with a huge following. They've got a huge following. They've got a YouTube channel, and this has divided their followers straight down the middle.
Yeah, it probably has.
And it has, and I think one of the things I've noticed is that the people that are commenting briefly on, I've noticed the same names coming up that you see over and over again. And when there's a drama and a PADDY, something negative goes off like this, you get the same psychic vampires commenting.
Exactly.
And it's like they are feeding off the negativity. It's like they're rubbing their hands together.
I think it's fair to say a lot of them don't realise that they're doing so.
No.
They don't realise that they're feeding off it. And it's probably worth them reading your article. Yes. I'm giving you lots of plugs here.
Thank you.
Go to Claire's website and read her article, and it might just click a few buttons and think, okay, that's what's going on.
It could shock a few people, because that attraction. Okay, so you get a negative thread on Facebook or Twitter, whichever your chosen channel of media, social media is. Yeah. If you find yourself attracted to it and you want to comment and join in and feed it, you need to look at why.
Yeah.
And you need to question, why do you need to... It's like a small fire, okay? They've had this argument. It started off as something that could very probably and possibly have been sorted out privately behind the scenes, but it's gone public, and you're going to get people coming in throwing their little bits of fuel into the fire. Before you know it, we've got a towering inferno now.
It's only going to get more if you leave a comment that says, I always knew he was like that, or you're just you're breeding it. You're I want to say the word of tumbleweed. It's not the right thing. Snowballing. Yes.
Exactly. Though that's a great analogy.
Yeah, you're snowballing it in the negative direction. Have a think about what your comment's going to be, and try and make it a comment of support and love, and maybe just roll the snowball in the better direction.
Yeah.
Oh God, I've gone all hippie and zen, and and love is all you need.
I think we need some sad music, don't we? We need some sad violin music that might just portray our feelings about this situation, because it's very sad.
It is very sad, and we've just got to send out positive love vibes to these team members. And
that's right, and let's hope that they can put these things to rest, and even if they can't, if too much has been said, fine, but take your arguments off Facebook, because that way you don't need all these people to throw in their two penny of people like, well, never met the guy, but I always thought he was dodgy. Well, I'm sorry. Those people are not your friends. It's a big difference. And it's a little bit like if you have a couple that you've been friends with for years, and they split up.
Yeah.
And then you're left with, like, well, if it gets messy, who do you side with?
Yeah.
Why should we have to?
It is very difficult, and it's awkward. It's awkward. It feels, it's like, when you're at a dinner party and one couple starts arguing and you're just like, oh, I just wish that the ground would swallow me up.
Yeah, exactly. It's awkward. So I would say the biggest support is coming from those people who haven't got involved in this whole thing, and look to the people who have got there are lots of loyal followers who won't get involved.
Look for the strong characters in your followers, and just concentrate on their energies, and
that's
you'll be all right.
They will, and they've both got a lot to offer the whole paranormal field as individuals. So whichever way this goes now, if they carry on going down their separate ways, Dave Barrett has got Supernatural UK, the website, and Lee and Charlene have still got Ghosts of Britain. Both are incredibly informative and interesting and exciting pages to follow. They always keep it fresh. So we wish them absolutely the best, don't we?
Yeah.
I think what we should do is lighten things up and go and speak to Daryl Whitebottom, our resident skeptic. What do you think?
Go on then, if we have to.
Poor Daryl. We love Daryl.
Oh, you'll have to edit that out. I don't want him to know.
What were you just saying about negativity in the paranormal? You've just slagged off Daryl Whitebottom. Right, okay, it's time for Skeptic's View.
Skeptic's View.
Hello, Daryl Whitebottom, are you there? Hi, Daryl.
Hi, Daryl.
Hi. Oh, it's lovely to talk to you tonight. I don't know if you've been listening in to our last conversation, but we want you to lighten things up a bit for us. I don't know if you've ever come across a team or maybe just even a group of mates that's fallen out in the past like this, and you just don't know how to deal with it, what side to take, or how to stay out of it and stay friends with them at the same time. And I'd like to ask you how you deal with that.
Well, probably we'd take a load of shrooms and bash out some tunes. Hold on, let me write that down. That were good, that.
I love it. You don't need to write it down, Daryl. We are recording this. It's a very sad situation. Daryl, yeah, it is, and it is. It's a sad situation, but music's a great idea, actually. I think.
I do as well. That's a really good idea.
Well, I think there's nothing like really loud rock music to stop your head thinking bad thoughts.
Yeah. You really got a point, actually.
Yeah, that is a good point. Yeah.
How would you go about that then? if it was you, how would you go about bringing music into
Yeah.
into the situation?
Yeah, do you have any ideas on how we can, sort this out for these guys?
Well, I think what I'd like to do is offer an open invitation to that team to come to the next live gig of the International Butt Cracks.
Oh,
Wow. Well, that's a great offer, Daryl. That's your band.
That's really sweet. That's a lovely offer,
So-
Daryl.
Okay, so if they were to be listening, where can they come along and where can they book a ticket for your next gig, and what will it be?
Well, it's at the OAP Hall in Rill. It's on July the 16th, and it's the Village Fete, so you don't need to book tickets, you can just turn up.
Right. We'll pass the info on to them.
Let's hope they do. That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
That certainly would cheer them up.
It would.
No end.
Oh, I'd love to see the
I might go
photos.
myself.
Yeah.
So, Daryl, thanks for that. And what are you having for your tea tonight before we go?
Well, I've got band practice, so we're ordering pizza and dough balls.
Ooh, dough balls.
Ooh, yummy. You made me mouth water now, actually. I'm having pizza tonight. I'm breaking the diet tonight.
Are you having dough balls, though?
I'm not having... I know. I'm not going to have dough balls. That practically makes it low fat, doesn't it?
Yeah.
If you don't have dough balls with it.
Yeah.
Right, well, Daryl, thank you so much for that insight.
Yeah,
and
thanks,
I do
Daryl.
think that's going to be helpful. Thank you.
That-
Goodbye.
yeah, that's a really sweet offer. Thanks, Daryl.
Right, bye.
Bye, darling.
Oh,
Oh, bless him.
that's
really
really
nice.
Yeah.
I hope they take him up on his offer.
Yeah, he's a
Go and
good
watch.
guy, really, isn't he? If anyone else is there, please take photos.
Yeah. I really wanted to. I want to see them all headbanging to...
Moshing.
Yeah, is that the word?
Yeah.
Okay. We want to see them all moshing to the International Book Crack.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, what a fantastic show it's been tonight. We've covered
has.
so many topics, right from the cave to the end of the show. And there's
Yeah.
one last thing that we do have to do.
What's that?
As all our regular listeners will know, we've been running a competition.
Oh,
haven't we?
yes.
And the competition was to win a Star Trek top.
Brilliant.
A Star Trek top of debatable genre of film, because we didn't know.
Series. I think
Which-
it's series, not
which
film.
I thought it was a crap running top.
I did too. I have to admit, I did too.
But it's not a crap running top. It is a genuine Star Wars cosplay top with the shiny brass badge on the front
Mhm.
and everything. So I think it's time to announce our winner, because we've had lots of
We have
we
been.
did have lots of people.
We've
enter.
been inundated with
We have.
non-entries. Absolutely. It's surpassed all expectations.
Oh, it really did.
It really has.
did. But thank you to everybody who did retweet and share and like our page. And if you're not going to be announced as the winner, please be told we're going to run more competitions.
Yes.
Because this has been such a blinding success.
It's been blind.
We will have lots more competition yet to come. So, I wish I had a little drum roll.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I've got a little dramatic piano
Go on then.
so I can announce the winner. Okay, that's not that dramatic, is it?
I know it feels quite sad.
Oh,
We need something more
Okay.
celebratory.
we do, don't we?
It's our fanfare.
Small crowd gasping. There you go. Will that do?
Go on then.
Okay, our winner is Paddy O'Grady from Ireland.
Yay! Absolutely massive congratulations. Well done, Paddy.
Yes, congratulations, Paddy O'Grady from Ireland. You are our winner of the Star Trek top. So thank you very much for your lovely review that you left us on our Facebook page and iTunes as required. And we would like you to message us your address so that we can get your prize in the post to you. And Paddy, please send us a photograph of you yourself wearing it
Yes.
as well. We'd
Definitely.
really like that. We want to see if it suits you, and we want to know if the green goes with your eye colour and everything.
Yeah. And
We need to know.
you can even ask someone to video you running in it as well.
Yeah, with some shorts and some trainers, and let's see if it does actually indeed double up as a running dog. Oh, bless him, he doesn't have to do that, but we would like to see. We would like to see.
Absolutely.
So yes, well done, and that is going to conclude this week's Dead Creepy podcast. So thank you for tuning in.
Thank you indeed.
So goodbye, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.
Goodbye.